What is up, guys? Control here, and today's video is not on Teemo and Sejuani. That'll be tomorrow's the guide. Stay tuned for that. Today's video, it's going to be on a pairing of champions I played previously. Swain, one that I'm very familiar with, very big fan of this champion. And Ezreal, my favorite champion in the game, the most balanced unit that is the most fun to play with. The idea behind this deck is you basically just run a bunch of cards that work really well with Ezreal and Swain. So think like Static to level them up, Death's Hand, Thermo, Flock, all these kind of target cards that deal damage for the most part. Some like Calling, for example, don't. But that's fine. Still a decent card in the deck. You don't have to run it as a 3-up, but it is pretty powerful. That's kind of the idea. So you run a lot of cards that would then go ahead and level both of them up. And then, post level up, they both do really, really well. One thing with this deck is you won't do too well against aggressive decks. And you will lose to stuff like TF Ezreal, for example. Like a stronger Ezreal deck will still beat you in most cases. Sometimes Leviathan is Swain can carry and you will not lose, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty tough to win against those. So I wouldn't say this is like the best deck in the world, but it is a very fun one that lets you use Swain and pop off right now. I will be looking at him in the next couple of days, trying to bring back the SI control package with Shadow Isles and the good old Noxus Swain stuff, where you play the Runations and, masturbate your opponents to the next level, that kind of stuff. But for today, the big spin on this deck is kind of Sun Dredger being buffed. Super good card. It works really, really well, I guess, just with like the Jury Rig or any cards that are just kind of bad in your hand. In some matchups, for example, you won't want Calling Strikes. And in, like, say, aggressive matchups, you won't really want Leviathan. And as a 3-of, you're going to have that in your hand a lot. And Dredger can just dump it, cycle for you, which is really sweet. And, in an ideal situations, you're going to be cycling through Mushroom Clouds, which is pretty cool. And, Mushroom Clouds are nice. They do stuff, but they don't really do too much in the context of this deck other than, do some damage post Ezreal level up, which is, what we found are used for these cards most of the time. The reason why we do run the Dredger is just because there aren't really too many solid 4s you can run from the PNZ and Noxus regions that really kind of suit this deck. Maybe you say like, I don't know, Insightful Investigator. It could work. I mean, it's probably fine, but I think I prefer the Chump Pump for the synergy with Dredgers and just the fact that it's a, a decent body. 4 attack is pretty big. And like, any additional stat you get in this game is huge, right? I missed when Chump Pump was a 4-4. That's a completely different topic, but man, this card is busted then. Other than that, the deck is pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a couple of tech conclusions, like say the one Progress Day, for example. Triple Calling Strike I consider tech as well. Even like, the 2 Get Excited is the 1 Jury Rig. So feel free to mess around with some of these cards. Maybe you want to add some other things to the deck. Feel free to do that. The ones that I just mentioned are decent ones to cut. I think a lot of the 3Fs though are pretty core for the most part, other than I'd say like Calling. So feel free to mess around with the cards. Enjoy the deck. And again, tomorrow, Teemo Sedge Guide. Thanks for watching. See you guys then. Have a great day. This is definitely going to be a fast one. Very, very fast matchup, I'm going to assume. We have Sentry plus Flock, which is really good. Get Excited is decent. Swain is not a keep, I don't think. It's honestly like decent on curve in this matchup. But like Whirling Death just farms him so hard. Get Excited is decent as well. It's a matchup where I try to stay alive and then I just outscale. So I think keeping Get Excited is fine. I don't need to play for value or anything. Apparently he's guaranteed to have a Draven. I'll take note of that for sure. There's a Progress Day in a matchup that it's not very good in. Unfortunate. The bright side, we kind of do know that he will play Draven before attacking. Oh, yikes. That's pretty good too. I mean, he's going to be able to push a lot then. I'm just going to pass here, I think. It's a Draven. What's up, Zeddy? How you doing, man? Doing a good day. Just with that, hit him with this and flock the Draven real quick. It'll be fine. Could also save health and just commit to the Death's Hand, but I mean, the Static Shock Flex is pretty nice, I think. But they become such an amazing digital athlete. Worked hard, man. Worked, really long, hard hours, and that's about it. It was not easy, but a little bit of practice, and we can get there. Pass button. No low on cards, which is pretty normal. So if I pass here, it's not like the best for us, but I can still do everything that I want to do on our open. So I should probably just wait here, actually. Second Draven's biggest fan, sure. So I can Get Excited the Draven that he plays afterwards. And just do this now. Only problem is we don't have mana to kind of play around a fervor. So if he has a fervor here, we're in a bad spot. Clearly he doesn't now, which is great. So I would wager we're in a good spot. Dredger though, it's kind of frustrating. Okay, so his play is going to be play a Draven and a Dredger. So I stun one, block the other. Stun Draven, block the Dredger, I guess, is the play.
It's Draven time.
Yeah, and then we can just do the thermo stuff in a future turn. Such a heavy hand, man. Obviously, the Leviathan's going to be good eventually, but it's just so tough to get it out now. Or change here. You could just get excited now if you want. I think that should be fine. So the second he jams a Jinx, this gets really tough. Sand also sucks. If I do the Dust Hand plus Flock, I will have 3 mana left to Thermo something that's better. And I have no play for next round. I already still have no play for next round for the most part. Pass through still. I might be in a case where what I'm doing here is actually... Okay, he can't play Jinx now. So I just do the Flock and then I just like Thermo the 2-2 and we should be okay. I mean, like you can still have a Jinx for next round, but for as far as the game goes, the current situation we're in, he's not going to, so we should be okay. I kind of feel like it's a last card Jinx type look though, based on the holds so far. But we have a Swain now, so we're chilling. Or it's a Jury Rig, okay. I mean, the second we get the Swain in play, or sorry, the Leviathan next round, we're just going to be chilling, right? So nothing to really worry about here. Block to keep us as healthy as possible, and we're kind of just fine. Get the classic Swain Leviathan endgame stabilization going online. I kind of want to open attack, but it's a little bit sketchy because any attack buff will mean that my Swain's dead, so I feel like this is just better usually. Let's do this and pass. Yeah, it's a lot of cards. Did you? Kind of a sketchy one. I mean, our hand was not that great for a matchup where like all we're trying to do is stay alive. Literally through progress day, double Leviathans. Kind of sketchy, but I mean, he only hit 2 Dravens and no Jinxes, so that would have been definitely the determining factor for him winning or not there. I don't think they would gut deep. They might nerf it again, but not enough so it won't be able to see play. MF Sedge, I'm gonna assume is gonna be a pretty bad matchup. I think double Thermo is probably a good keep here. I don't think, like, Swain's actually not that bad of a keep, honestly. It's just not really that great either. Could have been a look. We can Thermo the 1/1 so he doesn't get the Plunder. I think that's right. Pretty low value for the Swain as far as scaling for him goes, but I think it's still fine. Sure. Not the best guy ever, but that's fine. That 10 plus Flock is nuts to pick up, man. Super sweet. Why is that a 4-3? Someone explain. Am I gonna Thermo that? Play Ezreal, block with Ezreal, Flock it. Kind of feels really bad. Could Death Sand Flock, save 1 spell mana. Could play Ezreal and Mystic Shot one of these next round then, but that's kind of also bad because it's not really doing very much. Feels like that's probably the play over the Thermo here. I just think like the way that I'm going to turn the corner is like just hitting a Thermo on like a Sejuani or something. And trying to just play it any other way is really not going to work, I don't think. To play a smaller body and I'm committing myself to playing a Mystic. But I mean, like it's around 4. It's not really like that going to be that punishing, right? Wolf Rider won't come out. Okay. It's like in this case, I just kill a 3-2, which is really good. Cool. Static's not good yet. Hello, Swain. What did it do here matter? I feel like it really doesn't. Play Fury and kill the Ezreal. I think I just like take it before he does any whack stuff. But definitely just gonna slam him for sure. Nab, sure. So Mystic will the Static Shock, sorry, will level up the Ezreal or the Swain, sorry, during combat. And with that, I believe none of his trades will clear the Swain unless he has like Fury plus like, I guess Fury Make It Rain does it. Otherwise, we're kind of just chilling. So do this and then do this. Flip Swain. That should be good. 6 out of 8 for Ezreal as well. Both the champs are kind of online. Oh, wow. Okay. Just gives it. This Sejuani's going to have to be nuts here then. I mean, obviously it can't thermo her, so I mean, it is pretty good. But the thing is, like, this Mystic Shot will go away. But I'm still going to have the one in hand that he doesn't know about to actually get the stun off. Because now any back row unit that he plays, I can just stun before combat. So I don't know about this one for him, to be honest. Thermo there is fine. Whatever. Okay. Kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it's not the end of the game or anything. And I think this can go face. Over saving spell mana. Feels fine. We're killing him now. He jams the Sejuani. I play his sentry. He cries. That's about it. Then we get to see Ezreal do broken stuff because Ezreal's a balanced champion. Uh-oh. The classic butcher here. Okay. Hit him with the walk off flame button. The Ezreal guy will flip. His butcher doesn't kill the Ezreal. And, well, we kind of win now. Does 4, and then, yeah, and Thermo what happens, and... Well, Ezreal's a balanced champion, yeah. Very balanced, very interactive. Kind of disgusting to play, not gonna lie.